What's up, Lee? Trying to do my best
What up?
to
What up?
imitate the commish here. Coming back at you with another edition of the pod. And there's some Mike might be joining us here in a little bit. We're going to see. But there's a chance he might miss the whole thing again. He's a corporate man, as Rocco so eloquently put it. So we had a couple close matchups last week. Goddard once again almost went down. I thought Jordan might have him, but he came back through, and a close one between the Possums as well. So we're going to cover some of those, go over the review, and like always, Rocco hit the top 10, and then we'll do a preview of next week, and we'll sign off. So I'll start things off, I guess, since I'm talking already. I'll start off with the chip is coming to the sip. I think Austin's being just kind of obstinate, just leaving that name the same. It's a mouthful there. But he won by 5 points essentially. Josh Allen's been big for him. I think he's QB1 still, and he was solid. ETN, again,
Bro, yeah. ETN is insane right now.
yeah, Martinez, he said something in the thread a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, but there's a couple guys he had that are going off this year that he had last year. He was just a year early on him. And ETN is one of those guys, man. He's been super consistent here in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Big pickup. I liked him coming out of college, but he's had a couple disappointing years, so I was always kind of scared to take him in fantasy. Solid, just a Pacheco, McLaurin, didn't have really a whole lot of low scores except for Buffalo's defense, which is a little surprising. They got their ass kicked by New England. That was kind of crazy.
Very
And then Tyreek
surprising
Hill.
defensive plays this week. Very surprising defensive plays this week. More to come on that later.
Yeah. Yep. We talked a little about it as well when we get to Jordan. But yeah, there's some surprising defensive plays. And Darren Waller, who was once field as flat player, I believe, right? Went off for 20 points.
Yeah.
This guy just has bad luck.
Enjoying him as Martinez instructed him to do when he cut him.
Yep. So that's just a lot of these guys. Me in particular, I kind of made fun of his draft, but a lot of the guys he drafted and cut are flourishing elsewhere now. So the classic Martinez premature ejaculation on some of these guys, but Austin's, his team's coming through. Tyreek Hill might be out next week, or this coming weekend, so we'll have to see what that looks like. But his team is rounding into form, and the Possums strong performance. I mean, again, 119, 120. I mean, that would have beat most people in the league. You got Tua, who kind of let you down a little bit.
Tua's a fucking piece of shit. He's the reason I lost. And even a mediocre performance gets it done.
Yeah.
He's getting sacked.
I mean, it was against the Eagles.
Man, forgive me. I've had a long day. I just realized what Lucci's background is. And I must say, that's offensive and a little over the line, my man. Over the line.
Dude, there's not going to be many W's this year. I'm going to maximize the celebrations if I can. And I called my shot on last pod, so I want to, figure I'd put that out there. But I'm glad you noticed. McCaffrey, great performance. James Cook, that's a guy I've kind of wanted from. That's when Crady kept trying to possum rate me with Zach Moss. We can talk about that as well. But the guy I wanted was James Cook, and he had a great game. Just like he said, man, Tua is the reason you lost, man. So this is what it is.
Tua catching a lot of heat this week. I don't know if that's necessarily what he's going to look like, other than when he plays a team like the Eagles.
I don't know. He's up and down as far as fantasy.
Still had a couple very nice plays. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't as bad as.
It's ironic that his wideout puts up 20 points, and Tua's throwing to him, but Tua puts up 10. That's
I mean, he didn't have.
Scoring.
Those were the only plays that he had, really. I mean, we had the interception. I mean, I think the offense only scored one touchdown. Really, I mean, he was only throwing to Tyreek Hill. Now, in fairness, Tyreek Hill, they called the touchdown back on a BS holding, and I know I sound like a whiny bitch with these penalty calls. I was mainly joking with the Penn State Ohio State, but the Dolphins 10 penalties, 10, a 10, 10. And
Yeah,
then
I
the
don't
Eagles
see
with
them,
zero.
I don't see the
Well, they,
Dolphins winning against any of these powerhouse teams. They haven't. The Bills got them. The Eagles got them. You pretty
Yeah.
much you've kind of seen what you need to see as far as that goes, barring
Yep.
any kind of major
yeah.
differences made from Ramsey coming back. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see
Games
it.
are won in the trenches, man, and I hate to admit it, but the Dolphins are a little bit more flash than substance. Against average teams, they're going to put up numbers. Tua's going to put up numbers. They're going to look like a track team, but against teams who have great defensive line play, offensive line play, they're just not going to. They're not going to look the same. So here's what it is, man. But
We better get on to the next matchup, or we're going to be an hour long.
yeah, let's go. Rocco, you're up.
Yeah, I got the Giggles versus the Gladiators. 2-5 Giggles versus the 7-0 Gladiators. Who would have thunk it? Not me. Close game, the closest matchup of the week, and really great output from the Giggles. I mean, an incredible output. Really, really solid from everybody. Great game. Then you get down to the very bottom of the lineup, and the Lions defense play really stands out against Orf's 9-point Seattle defensive play. Or excuse me, not Orf's. I apologize. Goddard's. Goddard had 3 players with some stinkers. Looks like duds from Mostert, duds from Eckler. He put up a low output for him, definitely under his average, I believe, 102 points. And that the line that you can look at in this game is the defense. And there was, I believe, I looked it up a while ago. I think there was 29. No, excuse me. With buys, there was like 26 defenses that Jordan, or 26 defenses that would have won Jordan the matchup, other than Lions D. So yeah, that's tough. I don't know if that was a highly touted play by the experts, or if that was a renegade, or excuse me, not a renegade, but a hero play, something Jordan thought he saw something there. But Ravens a pretty stout offense and defense, just so it was going to be a tough game. So maybe he thought it was going to be low scoring. Came back to bite him hard, and everybody in the league hard, because we need Goddard to drop one. But yeah. Other matchup real quick I can get to, another close one. Definitely an upset. Got the 2-5 Field is Flats versus the, I believe, 4-3 Commish Mock Rules Up. So story of that game, Orf came out with Mahomes and Kelsey, a combined 63 points. Hey, we got a snake. Do y'all hear something? Y'all hear
Slithering? I definitely hear a slithering somewhere.
Hissing somewhere. Mahomes and Kelsey put up a combined 63, 64 points for him. And then he had the other end of the spectrum for his team, Ayuk, Cooper, and Madison, all with single digits. Really poor output from them 3. And then another surprising defensive negative play, 49ers D. That one a little more surprising, the Lions D, but both were surprising, I'd say. That definitely cost Orf the matchup. Field is Flat had a really good game. Deontay Foreman came out and put up what was surely be his best game of the year with 31 points. Finally got some output out of Gibbs, and has a budding star in Josh, System of a Downs on the bench there, getting down with the sickness. But anyway,
man.
much needed win for the Field is Flats. Yeah, they move up to 2-5, 7th place. Technically,
yeah. Field is Flat. He's due for a down performance. I think it's going to happen this week. But Josh Downs, I mean, Carolina product. He was nasty at Carolina. I didn't see this coming. But yeah, he's basically their number one wideout almost. Going back to Goddard's thing, man. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how fantasy works, man. I mean, he's been putting up crazy numbers. The 1 week he doesn't, he puts up like the 7th most points in the league. Like 6 other teams would have beat him. He ends up playing a team that puts up 1 point less. So funny how that works sometimes.
It's 2 wins with less than 2 points combined.
Yeah, man. But that's what great teams do. Like you play well on your bad days, you play
Fair
well
enough.
on your off days.
Yeah, he's getting the dub. Who else we got?
Hey, I'm on here, by the way, just so you guys know. Not
we
sure.
Saw you. We saw you. We heard you slither in.
What happened to Crady? I just saw a pumpkin vagina, and then he disappeared.
The lone,
yeah.
The lone host with a powerhouse team on the pod.
Snakes. Yeah, I don't know if you want to call it that. Somehow 6-1. Somehow.
Crady, I've got. So Mike, I've got your matchup in F&G. Crady, you want to roll with
I'll go ahead.
Premier matchup last week.
I'm going to go ahead and review the toilet bowl of the week. 2 garbage teams that really have no place, anywhere in the league at the moment. They're both kind of mopping up the floors of a fucking bukkake somewhere. But I think overall, this was a severe ass pounding on the part of the Maulers. They mauled the Kent Renegade butthole. Lorenzo Lamas is walking around with a maxi pad on the back of his motorcycle. It's not looking. Brock Purdy, I guess, honestly, I can't really hate on you too much for that play because he's had some decent games, but the past 2.
I'm a sucker for a Monday night starter. What can I say?
He's kind of looked like the last pick of the draft. He's thrown some bad picks the last few weeks. He may have cost me a touchdown for CMC by throwing those picks in the just outside of the rest like he did.
Yeah, he could have helped you a little more too, man. That was tough to watch. Yeah,
Darnold looks like he's going to be in there because I believe he's actually in the concussion protocol at this point.
Yeah, I think they already announced that.
Yeah.
Well, he's a couple hours ago.
He was welcome to Cuttsville Tuesday morning anyway, so.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the matchup. Josh Jacobs really didn't show up. Backup QB in there, if I'm not mistaken, so his opportunities were probably limited by that with Jimmy.
Yeah, but Brian Hoyer is a serviceable backup, one that can.
Man's like 103, bro. Come on. All right. So Aaron Jones, hoping to see more out of him. He's got enough opportunity to where better days should be ahead. Keenan, old man Keenan with 7.5. DJ Moore, 9.4, respectable. Michael Pittman caught a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. He had a decent game. The rest of the roster, Pitts, Samuel, Packers D, nothing to really talk about. The Meth Lab Maulers actually put up some points this week, which is surprising. Trevor Lawrence
shocked the hell out of me.
Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine.
One not surprised.
Javonte Williams is pedestrian, but 11 is okay. Jerome Ford, Chubb's replacement, 16.4. Najee actually scored more than 10 points. That's insane. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Najee showed
Positive
up.
Najee. Positive Najee.
Gabe Davis with a no-show. The biggest producer on your lineup was Jordan Addison in the place of the probably the best receiver in the league. He's capitalizing on his opportunities, So going forward, you can expect to have some decent production from him probably over the next maybe 6 to 8 weeks now from what I'm hearing. I think they're going to be cautious with Jefferson, and he might not see the field again this year, depending on how things go.
That'd be wonderful.
No, that's not correct. I don't know where you read that.
We'll have to wait.
Not at all correct. He's already two weeks of his 4 games.
I don't make this up. This is just what's reported. I'm not.
You have to play. You have to play within 21 days of coming off IR. So you're looking at it's 2 down. So you're looking at probably 4 max from now.
6 to 8 weeks is what I'm hearing here in Possum Camp.
I don't know where you heard that, but
from that pumpkin vagina behind you.
Yeah,
See the butthole, too?
Whispering into your ear.
So that's the source.
Look at that.
Into your ear.
Well, is that that?
One more matchup here.
do I get to review one?
Well,
Or
it's
am I
you.
too late?
It's you. There is one more, but it's you.
Oh yeah, I can't review my own.
So I mean, you can if you want.
Nah, that's all right. Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's hit it up, man. Gosh, I don't know. FNG, I feel like he's falling off a cliff here. I think there was a pretty decent start, 2-1, 3-1, something like that, and he's just kind of falling off the cliff. A lot of bad luck. The running back situation is poor.
Was a trade made today? Did he hit accept?
I don't see any trade showing on the recent activity. So
he breadcrumbed Martinez all day long. He hit him with the "I was tired last night. Sorry. Yeah, I'll do it when I go to lunch." And then wow.
Yeah, I also saw like oh no, that wasn't for a trade. I know you were trying to trade with him too, Rocco, but there was some free burritos in there somewhere, I think. And but I think that was for fixing the truck, not a trade.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's thinking at this point to not move Herbert to acquire a few players at this point in the season. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. At least one of the two trades, whichever you like better. But I mean, it's worth it for sure, I would think.
Yeah,
let's hope.
Dude, especially with his yeah. I mean, Calvin Ridley, utter disappointment. Mark Andrews and then freaking Gus Edwards, dude. That guy, like, he has like one or two of these games every year where he just goes off for like 20, 30 points. Did that happen to me 2 years ago, maybe picked him up on waiver wires. He didn't score more than like 6 the rest of the year. But overall, Baltimore just went off. I mean, going back to that, Mike's, Lamar Jackson, like the guys, he's producing, especially recently.
Perfect passing rating in that game too. I watched that because the Panthers were off, and he was looking really damn good. That whole team.
He did. Yep. AJ Brown, tore my fucking Dolphins apart. It felt like he was catching freaking everything in that game. So he had a great game. Kittle solid. I mean, good performance. 112, solid. Not mind blowing, but definitely good enough to beat FNG. I kind of joked about my roster, but I don't know, man. He might be pushing for the Derwich too, unless he makes one of those trades. So we'll see what happens. But Mike, what are you, 6-1? Is that what it is?
6-1, yeah,
dude.
Got to be happy when
you're basically it's basically a lock for the playoffs right now, dude. Like you're in.
I think that the app recognizes too. My roster is not pretty at the moment with the injuries, but to be 2-0 since that fateful day against Goddard when the world fell apart on me. To be 2-0 after that against not the best opponents, but still, I was able to put up 112. So I'm feeling good about it. It gives me a little wiggle room. I think going into it saying four games, if I could go 500, I would take that. So I'm pretty happy with it, but still a long way to go, and I don't love the way things are going. And I even looking at this matchup against Rocket Charlie, he's got a good.
My man put the curse back up.
That curse means nothing. Hey, I dropped a curse on here, I believe, to Crady, the snake curse, and I think he's lost 2 since then. And to be fair, I haven't lost since this Crady curse. I have a lot of injuries, but I'm winning, so I don't mind the curse.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I kind of like the curse.
Came on with a freaking snake around your neck. Couldn't blow out a candle, whatever that curse was, but it's working.
I like that Mike still has his hopes up to think that he has a competitive team, and he's been sneaking by, slithering through, but when he gets into the deal with the big boys, it's going to be a rude awakening.
Who's the big boys?
You know who the big boys are.
Not you. Not you.
He's playing the big boy. He's playing the big boy this week.
I don't know. When my team gets healthy, I think
what he said.
Fine.
Heard what he said. He's nervous. He's looking at it. He's thinking he's going to help.
I like your matchups. I like. But I mean, your team could look a lot different if you pulled off that trade because you were looking to move Jacobs and Aaron Jones, and you'd be adding in Herbert, so it'd look a little different. It could look
Speaking
different.
of dragging people along, dude, like Rocco, like a couple times, like, oh, I'm looking at your roster, and then
I just
silent.
I don't know if we have any. I didn't want to say this, but I mean, I didn't really see much. That,
no, you said it without saying it.
My silence was deafening on the matter. Y'all want to do some picks? I gotta be out of here in the next 5.
Yeah, let's
y'all
go ahead.
Going, you can though.
Let's go straight to picks. No top 10 this week.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't much of a shakeup, honestly.
One last thing, though, for the top 10, A.J. Brown at number 3. He has 5 straight 125-yard games, ties the NFL record, which that's a surprise to me that's ties a record. No one else has ever had.
He's also got more yards this season than all Titans receivers combined.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I thought that was crazy because I was sure somebody's done that more than once. But
dude, I'll tell you what, him and Jefferson, because Jefferson was on pace to break records too, man. You got those two receivers. I mean, it can be dangerous.
You just sealed his injury.
Why don't we go?
Don't count me out, Crady. Don't count me out just yet.
Why don't we go game to game and everybody
I've been telling you.
Who's getting injured now?
A.J. Brown will be injured very soon.
Because first you said Devontae Smith was the better receiver and going to be the number 1 all year.
That was really more Martinez's claim than me.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. All right.
Y'all want to do it? Y'all want to go matchup to matchup and we all do picks?
Yeah.
Like we all just say who we think's going to take it.
All right. We'll start then with, only 2 of y'all are going to be an answer this, but the Renegade Snakes.
That's easy.
Pretty easy.
Gades are actually favored. I'll go Gades.
Yeah, man, I need company down at the bottom, so I'm gonna go Snakes. Keep Rocco with 2 wins. That's yeah. I mean, whatever. We're flipping a coin anyway. It should be a close game, man. Lamar Jackson's on a mission. Arizona's terrible. I think he's poised for another big game. And,
I know you're not supposed to pick your own matchup, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to pick the Snakes. Good win, Mike.
I picked the Renegades.
Too late.
Good win.
All right, next one is FNG and Giggles.
Yeah.
The line on that one. Fairly close, like 6 point. Jordan favored by like 6. I'm going to take Giggles in that one.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take FNG's because he's gonna make a blockbuster trade with the team this week, and it's gonna put him over the hump.
That's true. There could be a trade that can make that look different. That's true.
Call me.
I'm gonna go FNG's, especially the caveat to that is if Tyreek is out, then he wins. But if Tyreek plays, then he loses.
Is that because of Waddle?
Yeah.
No,
Waddle's injured as well.
He's also not playing Austin.
Okay, because of Waddle.
Waddle's got to put up a big game eventually.
Oh, I see.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's been done nothing this year.
Yeah. Gosh, man, has there ever been a scenario where both teams lose? I guess I don't know. I'd probably pull for F&G just because Giggles are getting a little too arrogant here lately.
I agree.
So I think I'm going to go F&G just based on that.
Although last week he's back to being soul crushed. That was tough.
To be clear, I pick Giggles to win. I'm not pulling for him. I'm pulling for F&G. All right. Next one. Maulers and Field is Flat. Guess I'll go first on this one again. Martinez, almost a 20-point favorite. And Lucci, I'm sorry. I think his team is just a little better while not great. And I think he gets you this week. Rocket Charlie?
I'm going to go. You said Maulers. I'm sorry.
I said Martinez. I said Field is Flat.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go with the Maulers. I saw what he could do last week firsthand. Felt like I was playing a pretty good team. So I'll go with the Maulers to continue their winning ways.
I'm going to go off of a big Chase and Burrow performance. I'm going to go the Field is Flat. They're coming off a bye. I think they might turn it around.
You guys don't want him win. He's going to be insufferable if his team wins again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn your phone off.
I'm starting the trend from last week. You're not supposed to pick your own team, but I'm gonna fucking curb stomp this guy. So okay, that's what I picked.
All right, then we got Gladiators and Chip is coming to the SIP.
That's
Both
the matchup of the
teams-
week.
Yeah, both teams projected at right at 130. Goddard like a 1.5 point favorite. Man, I'm gonna go out. I just think Austin's won several in a row. Obviously, so is Goddard, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna take Austin in this one. I'm gonna say he ends the undefeated streak.
Yeah, man, I'm rooting for Goddard to go undefeated.
Wow.
You know, he's like the silent assassin. I don't know, dude. Like it's never happened before, and
don't you want to be the first one to go undefeated? I don't want anyone else going undefeated.
I mean, I care about rings, man. Like whatever, which probably is not going to happen this year, but I'd like to see. He's not a rival of mine. I'd like to see him go undefeated. I mean, and I do think I kind of like after like week 2, I was touting this guy, and everybody's like, slow down, and so I've kind of like hitched my wagon to his team. So I'm gonna go with him. I mean, dude, Hurts is solid. I think if you're just looking at the overall roster, I think Gladiators are slightly better, man. And like I said earlier, Austin's making a push for it, but I think the Gladiators win a close one.
All right,
on the road.
Brady.
Goddard keeps winning.
Rocco.
Yeah, Goddard keeps winning. I agree. Especially without maybe Tyreek Hill. I think that bad week to not have that guy. I got to run, y'all.
All right.
Wrap up, finish up.
The last thing, who you got? Commish, Mac Rules up, and Possums. Who you got? And that'll close us out.
Orf's on a 2-game losing streak. I think he's spinning his wheels. I think there's panic. I don't think he knows what to do. Maybe a team name change is in order. Add an E to that make. See if that makes a difference. And yeah, I'm gonna go. With that being said, I'm gonna go Crady. Y'all be easy. Peace out.
My brother.
This might surprise y'all, but I also am picking Crady to win. Pete Goff in there. I like that play. You're obviously aware he's at home and Monday night. That should be good. So that's a good play.
Kind of why I did it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, and I think that you win.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh wow, you're taking Possums. Okay. So I thought with all the
your little whore fucking meatball mouth.
No, I'm actually taking you too. I'll put a caveat on it. Only if you start Zach Moss. If you finally start this guy once in the year,
he deserves it.
I think you're going to win. But if you don't, I think you're going to lose. But I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, Lucci, appreciate you holding down hosting duties while we dealt with Rocket Charlie's very difficult schedule here recently. So glad we were able to get it done. And we will see you guys next Wednesday, not Thursday. And hope everybody has a good week. See y'all next time.
The field is round.
The field is round.